pointing to the right file name. Now here's some stuff I need to point out. First, you see a ../, this thing right here. That is important in the code. Right now, this index.html file is in the templates directory. And when a ../ appears in the location of the file, and here for the images, it's called the image source, where you're going to find the file, the ../ tells the computer that you need to go up one level. So by putting in the ../ we're in templates in the directory on the server. We're going to go up one level, and then we're going to go into the images directory. So we're from templates, we're going up one level on the server, and then we're going into the image directory. Here, this is how it would look like. Right here, we're in the templates directory. See that? We're going to go up one level, and then the browser is going to find the images directory, and then we want to tell it to point to this particular file. And in that particular case, it would be showing Recreation Dicky Teaser. So that's what we're doing here. So we're telling the browser, go up one level, go into the images directory, and call this file. The other thing that you need to do is, if you remember, it is 110 pixels tall. The height of the image is 110 pixels tall. So this is coded incorrectly. So all your teasers need to be changed to the right size, 150 by 110. I will know whether or not you changed that piece of code. So do that, please. Here it is. We're going to save this, and we're now going to upload it onto the server. I'm getting my file. It's on the desktop. I'm going to put it up here in the corner so I don't lose it. And right now, I'm going to go to the right place on the server. Here it is on templates. And I'm going to drag it over. So the latest file is back on the server as well as on my desktop. And I'm going to refresh the browser. And there's Megan's photo. Perfect. Step 1 is done. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to change the headline. We're going to change this to go from teaser head goes here with a typo to her actual headline. And where do we find her headline? We find it on the Ning site. Her headline is Leslie Ann Shaw Park. And we're going to go to the code and we're going to look for teaser head goes here with the typo, and we're going to replace it to Leslie Shaw Park. I'm going to save it. I'm going to go to my desktop, drag the file onto the server, and I'm going to check to make sure it worked. Refresh the page, and there it is. So far we've made 2 changes. Change the image, change the headline. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to change the text. So what we're going to do is, back on the Ning site, we're going to look for the summary text, copy that, go back to the code, and look for the code there. Here's the headline. The summary begins right here, right? And ends there. So let's look for that code. And here it is. There's the first word. Here's the last word. I want to keep the HTML intact. I'm only highlighting and replacing what I tend to highlight and replace. So I'm pasting that. I save it. And before we go, let's just kind of recap. Here's the image. Here's the correct headline. Here's the correct summary. And again, we're going to upload the latest to the server. Let's refresh. And there it is. We're not done yet, because all we've done is we've changed what the user sees. But when I click on this, I need to go to Megan's story. So Megan, if she hasn't, and everyone should do this, you should have the link to the story there on the Ning site. But she doesn't at the moment, and so let's figure it out. She is under Recreation. And recreation, this is the index page that needs to be worked on for recreation. But we also know that the way we agreed upon our individual files, unless your individual file is the main page, it should be called your category, recreation, dash, last name. So this is Megan's page. This is the URL for Megan's page. So I'm going to copy the HTML file that makes up Megan's page and put that into the code. And I have to put it in two places because if you remember, we are changing the link to the headline as well as to the image. So let's go back to the code and start with the image. The image, I have a piece of code there that says link goes here. This is where you're going to put the link. The ahref is a code for a link. And this ahref goes before the image code and the link ends after the image. That's how in HTML we're telling the browser to make this picture recreation-sticky-teaser-01.jpg become a link. So let's make it an accurate link. So I'm going to paste her file name. But remember, we're in my directory of templates. And we want to point to her folder, to her file that's in a different directory called recreation. So we need to do what we did with the picture. We're going to put a // that means from my directory, you're going to go up one level. Then you're going to go to the recreation directory. And in the recreation directory, you will find Megan's file. Let's show that on the FTP site. Here's my directory of templates that would be equivalent to your category like arts, family, education. You're going to go up one level, that's the // and then you're going to go down to recreation. In there, you're going to find Megan's file. So that is the right location, and we've changed it for the link for the photo, but we need to change it for the actual headline. So let's go look for the same thing. Link goes here in front of the headline. Here's that ahref that tells the browser that here is going to be a link. What is linked? This thing right here. After that text, the link is closed. So let's paste the actual link there. Again, it's telling it, even though you're in the templates directory, go up one level, look for the recreation directory, and inside the recreation directory, you'll find the HTML that we want to point to. So we're going to save that. And before we check, there's one other element you need to update for the teasers. It's something called the alt tag. And that is when your image doesn't load, or someone who's using what's called the reader, if they can't see, if they're blind, they use this device to kind of understand what they're seeing or what makes up a website. And that's called alt text. For images, that's what's called alt text. And that is right here where it says text goes here. See the alt tag? The alt is an attribute to images. And what we're going to do is we're going to change that piece of text with the headline. So I'm back. I got her headline. And I'm just going to put that right there. So let's upload this and see if we did it correctly. I'm going to go into the templates directory because that's where I'm putting my latest file. That's the directory I am working in. You should not be working in the templates directory on the server. That's for me. I've dropped the folder in there, or the file in there, into the right folder. I'm going to refresh the page. And you may not have seen anything change, but if you put your mouse over the picture or over the headline in the lower left-hand corner, you'll see that we're pointing to the right.